Yes, hello. You know, I was in New York City showing my artwork, and I had created these pieces out of wood. And there's an artist there who I knew, and he was actually from Mexico. He was a bit older than me. And he said, you know, your artwork is very New York. I was like, what? And he encouraged me, and he made me feel very good about it. And then he asked me, he said, you know, how did you learn to work with your hands like that? I said, well, my father was a furniture upholsterer, and I worked in his shop all through high school. And he asked me what I did there, and I explained. I take apart the furniture. That's how I started. I want to show you something. This is a pair of pliers. This is older than I am, by far. This was my father's. They're for stripping the furniture. You take the fabric off, especially the outsides, the outside arms, the outside back, the outside wings, the cambric off the bottom. You can pull tacks out. Very quickly I was able to do it with that pair. And I learned to put on outsides, okay? My father really didn't want to teach me the insides too well because he wanted to maintain that for himself, okay? It was job protection, I guess. Well, anyway, which is why I actually quit when I was 18 years old. But I wasn't learning. But the fact is I was putting on outsides, and every day it was something different, okay? If you had a three-piece set, it was a sofa and two chairs, usually wing chairs, and an ottoman, okay? It all went together. Otherwise, there were a lot of, like, you know, just you know, a living room chair, dining room furniture, and antiques. The antiques he did let me do the insides eventually. And what I'm getting at is this. This man in the city explained, he says, you know, that really is something, he said, because every day you're working on something new, and it's really like a training ground. And I hadn't really put that together on my own before he said that. And it's true. And now that I've made a lot of art pieces and gone in different directions here and there, I realized that this working for my father, especially with Dad at the next spot, they call it the bench, okay? He had his tools and everything there, and he would constantly come over and make sure I got things right. And you want to please your father and get things right. It was a really good training ground.